Hey y'all, Captain JDB84. Yeah, the Oscars. It's actually I stopped watching it at one point. I think it went from like 8:30 to 11:30, but about 10:30, I just was like, you know what? I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of done actually. So I just like, yeah, whatever. I saw best film editing went to Whiplash, and that was it. But as for the winners, I think they're good for the most part. The big winner was Birdman, which I thought was, okay, well, it wasn't Boyhood. I've kind of looked back on Boyhood, actually. I like the first half. It's the second half that really, fails for me, to put it bluntly. Excuse me. I like that a lot of I like that the best actor, supporting actor, and best supporting actress were all excuse me, first-time nominees like Eddie Redmayne, J.K. Simmons, and Patricia Arquette. Julianne Moore finally won an Oscar, so whatever. Okay, this movie she was in, Still Alice. I know two people that have seen it, and one of them said it was good. I think Julianne Moore's great. The other said it's Oscar porn. So, yeah, has anyone actually seen Still Alice? Because it came out when did it come out? It didn't come out till February here in Canada or something. January 16th. And by then, the Golden Globes were passed. The Oscar nominations had been announced. And I think it came out like a week after the Oscar nominations. So it was kind of like, geez, about time it finally came out. And I don't know anyone that's actually seen it. But I'm glad she won. I think she's been nominated who knows how many times in the past, and I'm glad she finally won. I'm glad Eddie Redmayne won. Nice up-and-coming actor. J.K. Simmons, I'm glad he won for Whiplash. Get me pictures of Spider-Man! Patricia Arquette won for Boyhood, and no, it's nothing against Patricia Arquette, in her performance in Boyhood. I thought she was good in Boyhood. Though, to be fair, I did think Ethan Hawke was better, but Ethan Hawke to J.K. Simmons, no. J.K. Simmons, I think, was great. But Patricia Arquette's speech, I was like, really? Did she really have to go that route? She turned it into a friggin' testament about, gender equality and feminism and everything. Look, I get gender equality, especially for women, is a real issue. I get it. But, for frig's sake, that was her speech right there. No thank you to the director, Academy, or anything. No. Boom. Gender equality speech. I'm like, did it really have to go that route so fast? Couldn't you just save your social testament speech for somewhere else, lady? I was just that was one of the turning points. I was like, you know what? I think I'll just go to bed. Maybe yeah. For the most part, I thought this ceremony was kind of boring. Neil Patrick Harris was just a boring host. I found nothing really too interesting about him. Let's see. What was the let's see. Oscars were neither brilliant nor disaster. Yeah. There were some good moments, some funny bits here and there, but it just felt kind of soulless, really. There really hasn't been a good host for years. I mean, my last favorite host was Hugh Jackman when he hosted the 81st Oscars. That is my absolute favorite Oscars. But this year just felt really boring, if you ask me. I think, most of the winners, I think, are justifiable, though I think there is one, though, that is just a giant middle finger, if you ask me. I think anyone who knows me knows what it is. I like that Birdman one over Boyhood. I mean, I hate using this word, but I think Boyhood is overrated. Birdman, I'm glad it won. That was I like films that not necessarily attack, well, depends how you look at it, but I like films that sort of poke fun at or attack Hollywood for just criticizing it for its just everything, how it's can't speak. Was just I like films that sort of not necessarily attack, but just sort of poke fun at it and criticizing the way things have become and everything. Actually, one thing I did like that Neil Patrick Harris did was the opening song. He just started right away with Anna Kendrick and No, who was that? Jack Black. That I thought was funny. I'm like, can we please see a musical film now with just those three? Some awkward moments when, like, on the red carpet. I noticed when, like, Dakota Johnson, she was in 50 Shades of Grey, was like just showed up with her mother, and then it was this weird sort of like her mom doesn't want to watch 50 Shades of Grey, and the person on the red carpet doing the thing is like, oh, I haven't seen it, and it was just this really like awkward, just okay, what's going on? Okay, get on with it. What's the deal? Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of funny though. Like that, The Imitation Game wasn't had at least some sort of chance at one Best Adapted Screenplay. Foreign film, that was a bit of a surprise. Ida. Everyone said it was going to go to Leviathan. Grand Budapest Hotel won original score. I think that was a good choice for Alexander Desplat. Well, I don't know. Yes, I wanted Interstellar to win Best Original Score. Well, I kind of did. I love the big musical number for Everything is Awesome for the Lego Movie. That I thought was good. And when Will Arnett showed up in the Batman costume, darkness, my parents are dead. That was funny. Hey, Selma didn't go away empty-handed. It won, best song or whatever. Best cinematography went to Emmanuel Lubezki. I don't know how to pronounce it. Chivo, I think, as some people call him. Yeah, that's twice in a year now he's won it. And he's been nominated quite a bit. Yeah, it's twice in a year he's won it. Won it for Gravity last year. Now he won it for Birdman. Birdman Pig. Birdman Bear Pig. Birdman Bear Pig. But anyways, yeah, like I said, the biggest middle finger for me was Best Animated Feature Film. It went to Big Hero 6. Okay, look, I like Big Hero 6, yes. But against How to Train Your Dragon 2? It was just a middle finger, if you ask me. Now, look, this I thought was expected, because, like, okay, for one, the Academy doesn't give a shit about animation. They don't. They don't give a shit about it. And I remember there was an interview with, like, I think it was 10 voters for animated film. I think it was on Cinema Blend. It might have been on something else. Anyways, 10 of them were asked who they voted for. Or, like, yeah. And 5 of them said Big Hero 6, but they said who they voted for, and they said like a few sentences. And some of the shit these people were saying is just like, what the fuck? Like, 3 of them who vote, like 3 of the 5 that voted for Big Hero 6 said, it's a Disney film, whatever. 2 of which were like, they actually watched it and were like, yeah, it's got some good moments there, and that's what makes it good. Then there were 2 that abstained, like they didn't vote. And they're just like, it's animation, who gives a shit, said one of them, I think. And the other was like, I only saw 2 of them, so I can't really say. The 3 that voted for How to Train Your Dragon 2, like, they actually, like, sat down and watched it. They were talking about, it's a good coming-of-age story. Yeah, it's full of drama and action. Deals with some great themes and such. So those 3 actually watched it. So I'm always curious, because it is just a popularity contest and a voting contest. I would like if they released some sort of statistics saying, who, like, first, second, third, because, yeah, but, and, How to Train a Dragon has won just everywhere else, really. The Golden Globes, the Annie Awards, and other stuff. Big Hero 6 really hasn't won anything anywhere else. Hell, I like the Box Trolls more than Big Hero 6. I haven't seen these other 2, Song of the Sea or The Tale of Princess Kaguya. But yeah, to me, that was the biggest middle finger of that. I was just like, what? Whatever. Though, Oscars broadcast on ABC. Disney owns ABC. Just saying. Maybe they didn't want a Canadian to win. No, just saying. I just thought that was kind of bullshit. But don't worry, How to Train Your Dragon 3 is coming out in 2018, so they'll win then. Well, they better. Yeah, but yeah, it was just like, surprising. It's like, surprising, I guess. For the most part, I think all the other ones are, good. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the Oscars. I like that Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, he's now the 2nd Latino to win Best Director. The 2nd Mexican. All we need to do is have Guillermo del Toro win next year, and then we'll have, I think they're called the Three Amigos of Cinema, and then boom, sweet, 3 in a row. But yeah, I'm glad Boyhood didn't win. But yeah, and what else is there to say? Nothing much. I mean, the Academy needs to get their head out of their ass. The Academy's been under a lot of fire this year alone, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's only my real thing. I'm like, How to Train Your Dragon 2 should have won. I mean, I think How to Train Your Dragon should have beat Toy Story 3, but come on, that wasn't going to happen. I mean, I like How to Train Your Dragon more than Toy Story 3, but it's just like there's no real chance it was going to beat it. But that's all I have to say about the Oscars. What did you guys think? I think most of them were good. Some were just like, whatever. And I didn't think Neil Patrick Harris was a particularly good host. But I think the winners, for the most part, are justifiable. That's all I have to say, so see you later.